Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another Stock Kings YouTube video. And today I will be going over Zomedica Corp, ticker symbol ZOM. I will be going over their recent earnings for their Q4 2020, as well as some new technology that they will be coming out with this month that will actually give these guys some revenue. And as always, I'll be going over some technical analysis, giving you guys some short-term plays, as well as what I think about the company going long term. But before I get into any of that, I want you guys to go ahead and give a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notifications so you know whenever we have a new video coming out. And also I have my Instagram link down below. So if you guys want to follow that, I always put out whenever we put out new videos and the other details about the channel. But moving on, we have the daily chart here on TradingView for Zomedica. Here, as you can see, we have some consolidation in the past around the $1 mark, and then we have a pretty big breakout to almost $3. Now, this is pretty popular penny stock in the pet sector. But after with this huge run up to about $3, we have a pretty big downturn coming down to where it is at currently at 178. So huge run up and then a little bit of a down into this kind of consolidation area, and we are still running down a little bit in the past couple of days. But moving on to the earnings announcement for Zomedica, I have a article here on Seeking Alpha titled Zomedica Corp announces year-end 2020 financial results. And something that I want to kind of highlight here is a statement from Robert Cohen, Zomedica's CEO. And he is stated, while we are thankful for our substantially improved balance sheet, we continue to be good stewards of our funds by remaining efficient in our operations as we prepare for the upcoming commercial release of True Forma. Now, True Forma is that technology that I was talking about earlier. Zomedica is a very early on company and they do not actually have any revenues as of yet. But True Forma, when it comes out on March 30th, that is a very important date. That is when the True Forma is launched on March 30th. This will start giving the company some actual revenues. And that's huge news for this company, coming into the end of the month. That's going to be when probably the most hype around this stock is going to be around the March 30th. So prepare for that, put that on your calendar, and make sure you know March 30th is when True Forma comes out for Zomedica. Also, they recorded a net loss and comprehensive loss for the year ended December 31st, 2020 of approximately 16.9 million or 0.05 per share compared to a loss of approximately 19.8 million or 0.19 cents per share for the year ended December 31st, 2019. So that's always good news as well. They have obviously recorded a net loss lower than as the previous year, which is, getting them closer to being a profitable company. They're lowering those expenses that they have, which is always good news for a company like Zomedica. Also, guys, I wanted to point out right here, it says Zomedica, which is in the developmental stage, recorded no revenue in 2020. So that kind of further explains why they have no revenue. They are in the development stage. They are still trying to create this technology, and that's when they put that out on March 30th. That's when they will start having revenue. The 2020 net loss resulted from research and development R&D expenses of approximately 8 million. So they're having these losses because they are, putting this money basically into research and developing that new product that will start bringing them in more revenue from that point. But also something I wanted to point out is liquidity and outstanding share capital. Zomedica had cash and cash equivalents of approximately $62 million as of December 31st, 2020, compared to approximately 0.5 million as of December 31st, 2019. So that is obviously a huge increase of cash from 2019 December 31st to 2020. It's a $61.5 million influx of cash, and that will definitely boost the company and enable their spending more to help increase those technologies, make them better for people, and in turn from that it will generate more sales and make them closer to being profitable. The increase in cash during the year ended December 31st, 2020 is mainly a result of cash flows provided from financing activities, partially offset by cash flows used in operating activities as discussed below. So yeah, they basically were able to drum up a bunch of cash in 2020, the $61.5 million increase, and now they will be able to use that cash to then in turn make better technology that will then improve their sales and start generating more revenue. But also before we kind of get into the technical analysis, I wanted to pull up Zomedica here on FinViz. Sorry about that. We have a float of around 922 million with a short float of only 6.19%. So that is obviously a pretty small short float, and I think that would kind of explain, as you can see right here on this candle, the huge wick to the downside. It was definitely bought back at this low all the way back up to here, having such a short float. Okay, now moving on to the technical analysis side of Zomedica. There's a couple things I wanted to point out. You can see here there's a huge empty wick both here and here. And in the past, this has been kind of a resistance point, which I think has now been created to be a support. So once we were here, this was obviously a pretty harsh resistance line that we could not break. We then kind of traded it in this um, zone here, kind of bouncing back and forth. And once we were able to get a break out of this strong support or resistance, we would then get our huge break up to then here at this zone here at around 283 is where it ended on the daily chart. So, and then you see these wicks kind of bouncing off a similar zone, and the 50 EMA is reaching that zone as well. So this is kind of a strong area of support now. Once this stock price did reach this support, it did bounce up very high again. But I am a little worried that it will come down to try to test this again, fill this wick. If we remember, I've talked about this previously. Wicks can oftentimes be like breadcrumbs to where price could possibly then be next. So that is a pretty strong daily support that I think is possible that we could test. But with the news and the new technology, basically the true form of technology, which is basically technology for veterinarians to help diagnose people's pets. A lot of people are super bullish on this technology, and if we do get positive news, then I would expect it to hold its support. Basically, right here, it was able to bounce off of this support and then break above here to then hold around the $175 range. So if we do start getting good news from this technology, basically that once it starts coming out, starts bringing in revenue, people are super bullish about it. I think that this will then be a good price to then bounce off of to then go back up to the new high of 283. We will then be able to test that again. I think a good price target for these long-term trades, so we can start taking partials around here at this resistance. This is probably a good place to start doing that. So you then, if you are long term, you could take it here. Basically, if it does not break below, if we start getting bullish candles to the upside off of this support, this would then be our new resistance around here, around 219. However, if we do break below and we do start to kind of follow these wicks down, we can expect this to be our next support. And then this is where we would see if it either respects this support or then again breaks below. But if we do keep respecting this support line, coming up, building up into that news of this new technology that will coming out on March 30th, we can be expecting to take it from here up to here, obviously. And then our next partial profit would be here. You can then keep runners from there, anything above. So that would be your long-term plays on this, or obviously on the daily chart. We can go ahead and take a look on some more short-term plays. As you can see here on the 30-minute. If you are looking to make some short-term plays off the volatility, if we do continue up out of this, you can see here where it broke this resistance, came down here, basically created new support here on the 30-minute, and now we have a close above. It looks like it closed above on this bullish candle right here on the 30-minute and then tried to retest this support. So that I like that it was not able to break the support on the retest. So going into Monday, depending where open price is, we would be then looking as probably around here would then be our next resistance. If we get a, as soon as basically this 30-minute is we get a close above this on a bullish candle, we could then take it from there up to this next resistance. Now I can chart this out for you guys to make it a little easier to see, but basically you would then have your stop around here probably. I'm going to put it here on this candle. Your entry would be around 180, right above this bearish candle, hoping for a 30-minute bullish close above it, with stops here right below the support, just in case if it does go back below this support, you could then pull your position because bearish sentiment would then be entering the stock, and you do not want to be in longer than you have to if it's going bearish. But then from here, if we do continue bullish, we would then take our first partial profit around this zone here. Be wary of the 50-minute and the 200. Those are kind of strong supports, but then we would be looking probably, then here would be our next. So if it does come up to this on the 30-minute, we could then take partial profits here at 180. We would then be moving our price target up to the 205. And then, yeah, so that's where price would be. We would then be moving our stops along as well to make sure we are ensuring those profits. So we're taking part of our position out here to ensure some profits, and then moving our next price target up to the next resistance. So this would then become support. Once we break it, we would then be moving our stops to make sure if it does start to retrace, come back down, we are then keeping our profits no matter what. Protect those gains, guys. I can't stress how important it is to protect those gains just in case this stock starts going against you. But then obviously we have the next daily resistance where you could start taking more partials after that, kind of keep that same kind of thing going. We would then come up to here, price target, new price, stop loss would then be somewhere around here. But that is all the information I have for you guys today on Zomedica Corp, ticker symbol ZOM. Again, be careful around March 30th with the news coming out. It's going to be a very volatile time. So if you are in this stock for the long term, that's okay. You're willing to ride out that volatility and that perhaps sell off if people decide to sell the news. But if you are trading, like just trading, day trading this stock, I recommend not trading closer to the news time. I recommend trading after, when there's a little less volatility and you know where price action kind of wants to be at. But as always, if you found value in this video, go ahead, give a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and I also have my Instagram linked down below if you're interested. But anyway, wrapping this up, I hope you guys have an excellent day. Go ahead and get those gains tomorrow, and I will see you guys next time.